Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am not the kind of guy that likes to follow trends or make videos on trending topics or just pop culture or any of that crap. I tend to avoid it and it just generally irritates me. I'm going to have to break the rule though, because today I found out that one of my heroes has passed away. I'm talking about Anthony Bourdain. I absolutely adore him and everything that he has done. And to hear that such an incredible human being has died of an apparent suicide is monumental. I think to see someone that I have looked up to so much and that society has embraced so much, who apparently had everything. You know, he had a successful career, he had plenty of money, he had a gorgeous girlfriend, he's had, just this momentous success, he has a beautiful daughter, he has, on the surface, everything to live for. And yet, for reasons that we don't know and may never know, and frankly isn't our business, he decided to take his own life. And I think that forces us to remember that suicide affects everyone, regardless of social status or race or religion or geolocation. Suicide affects us all, and it's not just the people who take their lives, it's always the people that are left behind. And knowing this, and knowing that it is such a large issue in today's society, and Anthony is just the most recent, casualty of suicide. I mean, earlier this year we lost Avicii. We've lost a lot of celebrities. We've lost a lot of, people that aren't celebrities. I mean, every day, children, adults, people from all walks, all ages of life are turning to suicide. And I think we can do a hell of a lot better job of dealing with it. I feel like a lot of people don't understand suicide. I feel like a lot of people approach this as in, it's such a selfish thing to do. Why would people do such things, such a horrible thing for you to do to those you leave behind? I think blaming those who have taken their lives is a very ignorant way of approaching this topic. I think first and foremost, we have no right to tell other people to endure pain and to tell other people how they should live their lives. Everybody has the right to choose to live their life or not live their life as they see fit. But I think if we want to do something to help do what we can to prevent suicide, I think this whole selfishness, victim blaming mentality needs to go away. I think we need to show compassion. I think we need to remember that people are human beings, that they have feelings, that they have emotions, and that they have struggles. And a lot of those struggles they may not be vocalizing with us. And we need to remember anytime we're talking to people, especially ones that we know may be dealing with depression or suicidal tendencies, that the best thing in the world that we can do is show them compassion. I feel like there's this attitude, and I've experienced it many times, that, depression or feeling suicidal, I see a lot of people kind of respond to it one of two ways. One is pray it away. And the other is, the whole, especially if you're a man, the whole, walk it off mentality of get over it, everybody feels pain, deal with it and move on. That is old school thinking. As far as pray it away goes, everybody's entitled to their religious beliefs, and I'm going to be the last person in the world to tell you that, you shouldn't do that if it's something you believe in. But I think that doesn't negate the need to be compassionate with people who are suffering and to try to understand their perspective and to try to be there for them. And if you want to approach, people suffering from suicide tendencies or depression with a religious approach, by all means, if that's your way of dealing with things, okay. But don't lose track of the fact that these people need compassion. And that sometimes telling people just to deal with something or to pray it away can come off as dismissive. And telling people just to kind of walk it off and deal with it is such an old school warped way of thinking that needs to die out right now. Because if you really want to help people and you really want to make a difference, you need to show them compassion. People don't commit suicide on a whim. People don't commit suicide just because they feel like it. People commit suicide because they feel like they have nowhere else to turn, or they feel like they've reached their limits. And if we want to do anything to help people as much as we can from reaching that point, we can't let them get to a point where they feel like they're alone and they have no options. And sometimes it just means we need to sit down with people and lend them our ear. And we need to show them some compassion. We need to remember that everybody is human, that everybody is suffering, that everybody is doing the best they can in what can be a very brutal world at times. And the fact that we are able to show them that we have their back, or we're willing to listen to them, or we're not judging them for the way they feel or for the impulses they may be feeling, is sometimes really the best gift and the only gift we can really give them. Because we really have no control over other people's actions, but we can definitely control how we make them feel. And suicide is a lonely act. I mean, people do this primarily alone. Why do they do that? Probably because they don't feel like it's something when they've reached their limits that they can share with other people. Probably because they feel like people wouldn't understand or people would judge them, or they completely feel like they've been backed into a corner that there's no way to get out of. And to me, if somebody's reached that point, there were missed opportunities along the way that could have prevented that person from getting pushed into that corner where they felt like they had no other way out. There were opportunities for people to step into that equation and to lend a shoulder to cry on, to lend an ear to listen to them, and to just offer support and just be there for them and not judge them for struggling, not judge them for what they're dealing with, not judge them for the crazy feelings they may be having, seeing them as a human being, seeing them as an imperfect human being, not expecting them to be perfect, trying to understand how it is, what their perspective is, what they're going through, and just being someone there that is there for them, not guilt tripping them for how they are or who they are or what they feel, accepting them as they are, embracing them as they are, and supporting them to the best of our ability. And in doing so, do I think we can ever cure suicide? Of course not. But I think we can do a hell of a lot better job of dealing with it, and I think we can prevent a hell of a lot more of it. If we can prevent people from getting to the point where they feel like they have no other options and there's nowhere else that they can turn, I think we will have come a long way as a society in preventing what to me is one of life's great tragedies. My heart obviously goes out to Anthony Bourdain's family and his daughter, and obviously it's extremely unfortunate that things had to end this way. My heart goes out to all of you also who may be struggling with suicidal thoughts or who may have experienced the loss of people who have passed away from suicide. Life gets rough, and we need to be better human beings and support each other when we're struggling. And we cannot let people get pushed to their limits to the point where they have nowhere else to turn. We need to do what we can to be there for each other and to show each other compassion. And if you're going down this journey and you're struggling with suicidal thoughts, I beg you to get help and to know that there are people out there that want to support you and that you're not alone and that there's plenty of other people of all walks of life that are feeling the way you feel now and have felt the way you felt now and have been able to overcome it and to move forward. And then I beg you to do something about it and to know that you're not crazy and there's a million reasons why you feel the way you feel now, but it can get better, and please don't give up. So with all that said, I just want to remind everyone to treat people with compassion. Remember that everybody has demons that they're struggling with. Everybody's doing the absolute best that they can in the circumstances that they're faced with. And whenever you go about life, dealing with others, try to always remember at the end of the day that they're a human being. Try not to judge them and try to do what you can to be supportive and there for them. And if you see someone struggling, especially with somebody could be struggling with potentially suicidal thoughts, come from a place of non-judgment and do what you can to just be there for them. And if you can't be there for them, make sure that they know that they have your support and you help them find the support they need. We can take care of each other better than we've been taking care of each other. And I really hope we do. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to this kind of sideways conversation here. I wanted to share something because this just seems to be happening a lot recently, and I just feel like something needs to be done about it. So thank you guys so much. Stay tuned. I'll catch you guys on the next video.